all the way back to the George Harrison, Bangladesh days. So I grew up with all that stuff and, asked myself, how could I possibly make a difference here? So I knew I'd probably never get to stage events of that magnitude. So I thought, well, what can we do? Why don't we have something going on every week, ongoing, very grassroots, and that's where the concept of the 52 weeks came from. And it's going great. We started in Rhode Island. We're up and running in 22 states now. Eventually, all 50 states will have this core network of 52, all working toward the same goal of ending hunger.
Okay.
So did the organization start in Rhode Island? Did it got its kickoff here?
Yeah, it was just an idea that I had. I went out, got my first one, got my next one, got my next one. Now we have about actually like 70 people in Rhode Island. So now that I've surpassed that original tipping point of 52 weeks in Rhode Island, I'll start breaking it out into the cities and towns.
Right.
And if we ever reach a capacity there, I'll break it out into the villages and then into the neighborhoods if I have to. But the beauty of it is it's a massive grassroots support toward the goal of creating hunger-free communities. And really that's what we need in this country. We know what to do. We know how to do it. This is America after all. We just don't do it. So what's lacking is the political will to do it. So what we hope to literally bring to the table here is massive grassroots participation, which will bring about that political will.
So is this like a worldwide initiative that you're trying to achieve here?
Well, no, there's plenty of worldwide initiatives, and we support all initiatives because that's part of our premise is to support existing hunger organizations. But it's primarily focused on America. And that gives you a twofer. If you can end hunger in America, that greatly increases your strength proposition and position where you can start, telling other countries what to do.
Sure.
We spend a lot of times telling other countries what to do, and we don't have our own act together in America. So let's get it under control in America, something that's totally doable. Hunger, come on, America, come on, So let's end it in America and then move on from there.
Okay. One of the great things about our show and RI Free Radio is that we do reach every state, and we're heard globally. And so, let's just make sure tonight throughout the show we keep giving out your contact information.
Sure, cool.
So we can reach those states that you're not in and maybe help solidify some of the states that are just getting up and running too. So
awesome. What is your website, just in case people want to hop on now while they're listening?
Sure. It's your proverbial www. Then it's the number 1, then the word of, and then the numbers 52.net. So it's oneof52.net.
Great.
If anybody ever needs to find me, they can just Google my name, Steve Maciel, Maciel, and I pop up pretty high on the search engine.
Sure. And you have a Facebook page and other social media?
You can link off the website to the Facebook page, but once again, go to Facebook and just search One of 52.
Okay.
It'll bring you right to it. There's not many other organizations called One of 52.
Right.
My nonprofit, however, is called the End Hunger Foundation. When I formed that, I wasn't aware of the End Hunger Network out of California, which is headed up by I'm having a mental block on his name now, the actor, Jeff Bridges, has an organization called the End Hunger Network. So ironically, mine was the 1 of 52 Hunger Network, his was the End Hunger Network, so we do get confused occasionally, but nobody's ever sent me a big check thinking that it's me anyway. But one person did call me once and say, hey, I never got my receipt. I said, you mean those other guys.
So for guys like Ed and I, how would we jump on board and how would we be able to help? Like, how does it all work? If we
it's all about taking action. So for instance, by you having me here today, spreading the awareness, boom, there's an action. So you can literally join our network based upon that action. There's no fees, there's no dues. It's just all about taking a minimum of one action in a minimum of 1 week a year. Obviously, so many people, Tony, many other people take more than one action every year. We just really look for that one action as a 1 of 52 Hunger Network action. But you can, and you got to really do everything soup to nuts. Like Tony did his food drive recently at the gig at the club over here in Manchester 65. Had a bunch of bands play, put the word out, bring non-perishables in. He advertised it, he collected the food, he brought it to the food bank, so we did everything soup to nuts. And that's really the only way this can work, because I can't possibly micromanage all these events. I need to do what I call dispersed responsibility, where I put it out there for other people to take action, and then they do it. And really, once they commit to doing it, becoming a member, that's really the end of my obligation. But we do get involved in the sense of sharing the information, helping with publicity. If they need a press release written, we'll help with those kind of things. But it's really all about what everybody else does, not so much about what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was to do a fundraiser, concert, show, whatever, how would I go about? Would I contact you first, say, "Hey, I'm going to do this," or do I just post it up on your site? Because I have helped out with Tony on his, and I'm constantly in the doing a show here or there. I'm constantly DJing for all these other shows. I think maybe it's time for me to get all these guys together, say, "Hey, you owe me a favor. Let's do this."
Beautiful.
And how would I go about that?
So to answer your question, we always welcome input early on. But once again, it's not about what I do; it's about what you do.
Yep.
So first of all, you would commit to becoming a 152 member, ideally, and just by helping Tony's gig. Once again, boom, there you go. There's your action.
Okay.
So you can join us based upon actions you're already taking, and then if you want to take more actions, just let us know. Once we have you signed up, we post you up on the website. We put your link up there, and then you can share onto our sites, and we again share it back. If you create a Facebook page, we share it out there for you. So ideally, the more notice and the more involvement you give us on our end allows us to better help you do a more effective gig. But once again, you kind of decide what to do, who to help. Now, on that note, we usually just recommend the closest food pantry to you. So if you don't already have somebody helping, like our organization, we have a whole list of them on our website, and you can link off. And there's right over here in West Warwick, there's a great food pantry that you could help them, or the Rhode Island Community Food Bank. We kind of always default to A, the closest food pantry, B, the Rhode Island Community Food Bank, and then C, they're a member of Feeding America, which is a national network of food banks.
Okay.
So that's our next default mode. If you're not sure who to donate to, you boom, right on up the line, you go up or backwards from Feeding America. So they're, like I say, they're the biggest organization in the country. So you can go big, go small, go in between. It's just all about taking action at some point along the way,
Okay. Now, I want to touch upon it briefly about the Rhode Island First Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a brief synopsis or overview of that?
Yes. Brief is not my strong point.
That's fine.
When I talk about my babies here, you can really get me going on them. But in a nutshell, the reason I started describing the 152 Hunger Network first is because that is the charity aspect of it. And that's all about taking charitable actions and supporting the food banks, food drives, donations, actions toward ending hunger in that way, creating hunger-free communities through charity. Rhode Island First is all about decreasing the need for charity. So this is more of an economic development engine, and it's a concept to help address the root cause of hunger and poverty by improving the local economy. So the question from there would be, how do you do that? Rhode Island has a lot of, we have a whole lot of infrastructure in Rhode Island. It's not like we're downtown Detroit. Downtown Detroit has a tough road to hoe.
Oh, yeah.
You're not attracting anybody to their beaches over there, But in Rhode Island, we have a lot of equity. So we have a lot of history, we have a lot of food, a lot of quality, a lot of great places to visit. So one of the pushes we're doing with the Rhode Island First Initiative is to focus on the tourism, hospitality, retail, arts, and entertainment industry, because this is something we're really good at.
Yep.
So rather than focus on things we're last at, we turn it around and focus on the things we're first at. So, we've got reams and reams of statistics that show that, even just a 10% shift toward paying attention toward local businesses and supporting local businesses would bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this isn't reinventing the wheel. You don't have to build a new building, give tax breaks. When you put out the invitation in the morning and people are visiting you that afternoon and spending money in your bars and your restaurants and your attractions, that money goes right into the local economy. So Rhode Island First is literally a plan to support Rhode Island businesses first. And then kind of everything flows from there.
Okay. Well, why don't we take a break there? going with the Rhode Island First Initiative, a local band called Someday Providence.
Yes.
And it's summertime in Rhode Island. This is Rhode Island Free Radio, MyNightOut Radio. We'll be back in a few.
Nice.
Summertime in Rhode Island, only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, listen to me. Well, I'm not talking about LA or any place in between. Only place I wanna be for the summer is right here in the Northeast. I saw a girl today with a yellow swimsuit and a tan so fine it'd make you want to lose your mind. We rolled up a fatty. Don't tell her daddy what we're thinking of doing. You couldn't say it in church or on TV, but that's how you gotta roll when it's summertime in Rhode Island. Only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, I'm not talking about way down south. Their Augusts are much too hot. Only place I wanna be for the summer is up here where the party don't stop. I saw a girl today. She was sitting on the dock of Narragansett Bay. I came up behind her. She wasn't a minor, 'cause I checked her ID. And just what did I see? It said 1983. Yeah, that's good news for me. Summertime in Rhode Island. Oh, only place I wanna be. Oh, the girls are stunning, the girls are stony, and you know they're not too shy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Summertime in Rhode Island, only place I wanna be, oh. Summertime in Rhode Island, it's the only place I'd rather be. 'Cause I can't wait to get her home, skip the conversation. I can't wait to get her alone. She comes from Rhode Island. I can't wait to get her home, skip the conversation. I can't wait to take off her clothes, 'cause she comes from Rhode Island.
Hey, welcome back, Night Idlers, to My Night Out Radio on rifreeradio.org. In the studio with us is Steve Massell, and we just heard Someday Providence with Summertime in Rhode Island. So it's great to see those that band hopefully picking it up soon and tearing it up in Rhode Island.
They did put on a very good show last time I saw them. Pariah, I've never seen a bad show with them. Well, getting back to Steve. Where are you going with the 1 of 52? Obviously, to end hunger in Rhode Island, ultimately the United States. But what are like short-term goals? You just mentioned something off the air about setting up each month for a certain type of drive or something that you look forward to?